All right, so good morning. It is Wednesday, January 22nd. This is CS 746. This is a short presentation about the project. Our goal in this semester is to have the project started as fast as possible, so you have plenty of time to work on it. If you've talked to students that took this class from me before when I was the only one teaching, I would put off the project. Artica says, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to get it done up front. So we're going to discuss the concepts in this class. We're going to go beyond the explanation. It's always good to apply the concepts beyond the class to grasp attention to your project, right? If you do a great project, you can take that and feed it on other classes too. What do we need? We need a data set. We have plenty of them. Ajay has found a ton of data sets out there. And we'll be able to assign you a data set based on topics that you say you're interested in. Before that, we need to get to know your peers. So it's a group project, up to 4 people, right? No exceptions, no 5-person teams this semester. Get to know each other from the class, talk to people. If you want to work alone, you can do that, right? But if you want to work in a team, we really advise you to do that. It's good for you. So you can work, your groups can be from this section or from the Tuesday, Thursday section. You don't have to limit yourself to this class, right? Form your own group of 4 is our first kind of one of our first assignments here then. We'll post our instructions early next week on creating your group. Now we're going to do this today. I got this today. Well, no, we'll run out of time, I think. But anyhow, there is a link on Blackboard where you can find the spreadsheet where you can start signing up your teams. It's fairly self-explanatory. Your team lead should be the point of contact. So, whatever your point of contact is, we're going to call that the team lead. They don't actually have to lead the team. They just have to be the one that communicates with us, represents your group. So you don't all have to post the same thing 4 different times, right? So the fun part of this assignment is create a logo for your team. So try to find a team. If you can't select a team, we'll assign people for you. The deadline is Friday next week, which is January 31st. And somehow we keep looking at that slide saying we need to fix that date, and we never do. So, but that's 1/31. Good luck with your project team formation. That's the end of that slideshow. Now, where is this at? Well, let's look in Blackboard here. Again, if you pull up Blackboard, I'm in the professor's view, so I can see things that you can't. There's a few hidden things we haven't exposed to students yet. But if you go to 746, this class, you'll see that there are some top-level things. First of all is homeworks. Under homework, you can see we have small homework 1 is the integrity contract, which is due by February 4th. And we have the team member selection. And this is where if you have people you already know you want to work with, if you find people before next Friday that you really want to work with, you can sign up. If you haven't found someone by the due date of this homework, we want you to make sure to put in that spreadsheet that you haven't formed a team yet and you're working on it, or you need help finding people. We can help assign people to teams, right? But we need to know that you're looking for someone, because we know that some people already have friends that they work with in here and they want to stick with them, right? So here's the directions for that, for the homework. And again, these are both considered small homeworks, 1 point each for doing the work, right? And so in here, if you've got, in columns B and C, if you filled those in beside your WSU ID, you get credit, right? So you don't actually have to have your team assigned. Attendance. This is another link in here where we're going to have attendance checking. So for instance, today we're going to do our attendance based on a little quiz, right? Now, because of the frigid weather yesterday and everything, we're not actually counting this attendance, but we're going to go ahead and do a practice run. So we'll get you to bring this up on your computers in a little bit. Lecture links. If you have to attend remotely, again, it's in-person class. Best for your grade is to show up in person. But if you have to attend remotely, under here, there are links to where the lectures are. You can click on this and it will bring up Microsoft Teams. and you can just, just start the meeting and just join right in, okay? And if you need to attend on Tuesday, Thursday, just click on that link, and the times are set in the programs already. Lecture slides and recordings. This is where we post in advance. So for today's lecture and yesterday's lecture, we had the metadata, we had the introduction to data science, and we also did the project lecture. We've already got things up for the next lecture. And finally, our project information slide down here. There's our first presentation. As we get things ready for the project, they will either show up in here or they will be posted as under the assignments for turning things in, okay? And maybe we'll try to duplicate those. So here we go. Attendance today. We'll get there eventually. All right, so go out to Blackboard, click on that link for attendance. It'll ask you for the code. Now, if you don't have a computer and you can't fill this out, come see me at the front. We'll get your information in. In general, we don't have to do that today, but for now, go ahead and go to Blackboard. I'll go ahead and turn myself into a student here. And so on my student preview, I'll go for attendance, bring it down, and I'll click on this link here, and it will start my attempt. I need my code, which goes there. And how many exams do we have total for this course? The correct answer is 17. No, it's not. You know what the correct answer is. So we've gone through this, right? So you'll pick the right answer. It won't pick the right answer. Does this course have attendance as part of the grade? So on and so forth. Continue those. When you're finished, go ahead and submit. And you don't have to answer all the questions, right? And you've registered your attendance for this session. Someone has attended the class yesterday. Do they still need the attendance? You only so online, attended online yesterday. They want to know, do I need to still fill this out? No, you don't need to. If you want to, you can. I'm not going to stop you from attending, but it won't make any difference for multiple reasons for today, right? So, yes. Okay, sure. There's your code. There, make it big enough. Okay. So while other people are doing the quiz, does anybody have any questions about the class that we've covered so far? I did have someone ask yesterday, where's the syllabus? And the answer is we're getting the syllabus finalized. We're going to try to get that out next week for you. Basically, the syllabus is really a schedule. And if you really want to be, honest about it, the outline that we put up there, slide, is the syllabus. Those are the topics we're going to cover. If you want more details about it, we'll have to go into that later. But Those are the subjects that we're going to cover in this class. Someone else typing. Yes. Okay. So something also to be aware of. If you try to log in remotely, you can sign into Microsoft Teams using any account, right? If you have an account for your work, yeah, you can sign in using your work account, but you will be forced to wait in the lobby. You will be listed as a unverified attendee. So recommendation is if you try to log in remotely and it says you have to wait in the waiting room, that's a sign you're not logged into Teams under your WSU account. So log out of Teams, log back in with your WSU ID, and then it'll just let you into the meeting. Okay. So for integrity assignment, it says okay if we do not use a digital certificate, it's a signature correct. Yes. If you have Adobe Acrobat or some other PDF, in fact, I actually have got my Google Chrome can be set up to edit PDFs. So you can literally take a PDF, edit in Google Chrome, and save it back out again with the changes. What it doesn't support is putting your digital certificate on there. You're just going to have to type your name in. We'll have to trust you that you've done it, right? So you can do it through Google Chrome. The digital certificate, the free version of Adobe is in fact what I am using. Someone says I don't know how to use in the free. You're using Adobe Reader, and that has the tools in there to do the digital signature by default. So online, the comment back to the chat should have. It should be there. And the instructions are on the slide where we talked about the integrity contract. Okay. Now, in general, of course, these links here, we're going to share these only in the classroom. People that are online are not going to have access to this digital code. So unless you've got some friend sitting in the class texting you the code, which is that's minor cheating. You will not get your in-person attendance grade unless you are in person. Integrity contract. Yeah. So, that's just doing a lot to, so I'm not going to flunk someone for doing that one necessarily, but don't do it. Yeah. It is. Yeah, because if you attend class and it's really boring, in this classroom at least, there's this nice bench seats in the front. It's like a long couch. And you could literally come here and take a nap during the class. And just fall asleep. And so, might as well come in and get your in-person attendance score and an extra hour and 15 minutes worth of sleep too, right? Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Or you could just wake up and say, excuse me, professor, I missed the code. Could you put it on the screen again? I think that's when someone asked me to put that back up here just a minute ago, I'm sure they were asleep. Yeah, that's right. You were asleep, weren't you? Just forgot what it was. Yeah. All right. I'm going to stop the recording because we didn't need to have any of the last several minutes.